Thanks. Good afternoon. I was only in Shanghai about, 72 hours ago, so a little jet lag, but excited to be here in Monaco. And want to get a chance today to share with you some of the latest innovation that's going on at Microsoft. I think some of you spent some time in the last breakout session on Connect, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on gaming, but I thought I'd spend some time with you on the topic of mobile. Thinking about how mobile is changing in the world, how do you think about that as a marketer, and of course I'll do a little demo of Windows Phone 7, which is the product we just launched in the market, but more to let you know what's indicative of what's going on in the smartphone space, which is really exciting. Obviously, Microsoft's in the space, Google's in the space, Apple's in the space, RIM's in the space, Nokia. So there's a lot of people spending a lot of money innovating, and as a marketer, I think it's really important to understand where these devices are going in the future. So I thought maybe it'd be good first to take a step back when you think about mobile and also start thinking about how technology is changing the way consumers spend their time. So of course, technology is not just about passive media consumption, but it's about how consumers are discovering, sharing, and making decisions. So I want to just share a few facts with you. So this is an interesting one I learned in the UK. Do you know that 5 years ago, when consumers went to buy a car, on average, they would test drive 8 cars? Today, consumers on average only test drive 2 cars. This is 5 years later. And this is the impact of technology and the internet and how people actually do research, et cetera. So when you walk into a dealer now, it's you know exactly what car you want, you know the colors, you know the options. You want to take the thing for a quick drive, get down to business, and get the deal done. 85% of all cars bought in the United States now are researched first on the internet. Another story, watching movies. So anyone who's from the States know there's a lot of free real estate now in America, old Blockbuster stores that are now mostly empty. And then you have a company called Netflix that's thriving. On Xbox Live alone, our year-over-year growth in video streaming is up 157%. So think of that. This is one single year. We have 25 million users of Xbox Live who are on the Xbox Live 1 billion hours a month, which makes it the #1 cable network and the #1 way people watch television programming and movies in the United States today. So think of that change in just a year. You look at all those empty boxes and you look at the way people are now streaming movies, it's huge. And the Netflix service, you can get halfway through the movie, get in a taxi cab, and continue watching the same movie on your smartphone as you go down the street. Another one, figure this. Kids between the age of 19 and 25, 2 out of 10 say they found their significant other, mate, girlfriend, boyfriend on the internet. 2 out of 10, 1 out of 5. 7 out of 10 of them have regular conversations with their mate through the social network or through instant messenger. 7 out of 10, that's the way the society is changing. Finally, Nielsen said media consumption is up. So it keeps going up year over year, 197 hours a month now of media consumption. But when you dig deeper, you see the massive changes that are going on with time shifting of media consumption, digital recorders, et cetera. Device shifting. In particular, a massive increase in parallel consumption. So this is watching television and having your PC and your mobile phone on all at the same time. And if you dig even deeper into that, within online, which is the fastest growing type of media, the increase in video streams, which are up 100% year over year, of course, social networking, and of course, smartphones and mobile. So big changes going on with consumers in the way they consume media. And of course, for marketers, those are very important trends to watch. So I think of a lot of these dramatic changes, I always think of them like a forest fire. Change happens fast, and you can get seriously burned if you don't understand where that change is going. But the beautiful thing about it is it does make room for the next business model. So for marketers, how do you react to this? Well, you have 2 choices. You either adapt and thrive, or you ignore and you die. So obviously, the right strategy is to adapt. So people are not anymore questioning, should I get involved in digital? It's more, how do I get involved in digital? It's so complex. We started with banner ads. Of course, a lot of us questioned the true potential of the banner ad. Then it was the blue link. And then it was the fan page or the Twitter account. Well, I want to share with you a little bit, stepping back from that, what I really think the best practice is in digital marketing. And this is where the phone comes in, because I think the holy grail of digital marketing is something I call 360-degree marketing. And now, why is this important? Well, it's important because everything's going digital. All touch points in the cycle, from the initial ad to wherever you take the person after they click the ad, down to the purchase cycle, into the grocery store, or into the retailer, or wherever, onto the person's personal device, back into the CRM system, back to the agency, and then on to the next ad. I call that 360-degree digital marketing. You know, before I joined Microsoft, I created the Starbucks card, which was something we created not just about a card, but something we connected into the back systems that today now they can use for CRM and other marketing to Starbucks customers. And that's marketing that's not just above the line, but also the below the line. Okay, so hopefully everyone's with me. So 360-degree marketing, ones and zeros, connecting digital interfaces. Now, one of the challenges of 360-degree marketing is there's so many different screens, because it could go from a desktop to a laptop to a television to a smartphone. And the trick is how do you connect the ones and zeros that are flowing across those multiple screens? You know, the average US household today has 30 digital screens. But that doesn't count the clock radio with the red numbers. That's not digital. It looks digital. But 30 screens in the home, and how do those things get connected? Now, that's something that we at Microsoft have been working on, and I'm going to show you some of that advance in the new Windows Phone 7 on how you start connecting the cloud and multiple devices together as a marketer. Now, why is the phone interesting in this cycle? Well, the phone's interesting because it's the smallest, most difficult device to do marketing on, but also the most ubiquitous. And it's not just about banners and blue links. There's a much bigger deal with mobile that marketers need to understand because of the way the device is used. Let me share a few facts on mobile as we transition. JP Morgan says that mobile internet will be greater than PC internet connections by 2014. Let's just start there, okay? It'll be the #1 device for accessing the internet. Growth of smartphones this year is 64% year over year. And if you go to emerging markets, most people's first experience on the internet is through the phone, not the PC, which is very important. And the other thing is the mobile phone is with you every hour of every day. You know, my daughter, who's 11 years old, wonders why I have a watch, because she reads her time off her mobile phone. And a lot of younger people don't really see the necessity of the watch, and maybe 10 years from now they'll laugh at the fact that we used to carry watches around on our wrists. So it's a device that's with you all the time. If the battery goes dead, etc., it's like a lifeline. Let me now transition to Windows Phone 7. This launched in Europe 2 weeks ago. It launched on Monday in the United States. This is a new approach to smartphones. We had very much a successful business phone. Steve often said our old phone was designed for the Microsoft employee. It was the perfect phone for somebody who was in business. And the Windows Phone 7 was a complete reboot of our phone strategy and designed with the consumer and the end user first in mind. It's not an app by app by app model. It's designed with tiles to bring the information up front. Those tiles are live, so you can glance and go. It's got a task orientation, and it gets you much quicker to the actions, and I'm going to show you that. It also blends your work and personal life, so your Outlook or your Gmail or your Yahoo calendars are completely blended in with your Outlook calendar. And it's truly multi-screen, and I'm going to show you how the Windows Phone 7 apps integrate with PC, television, and other cloud-based applications to bring the internet to life. But let me show you through some examples on exactly how that works. Now again, this is Windows Phone 7. I'm absolutely certain in another month there'll be another great phone out from another company, but this is a sense of where phones are going and how they're trying to adapt to really glom onto this concept of 360-degree marketing. So let me do that right now. So this is a phone, unfortunately, for the Americans in the room, you cannot get in the United States. There's one just like it at AT&T that's got more rounded edges. I don't know why the Europeans are this, but this is the Samsung Cetus. You'll see just at the home screen, this is a picture of the tea house in China, in Shanghai, that I was just there this past week. And you'll see at the bottom already, it's saying, what my latest calendar appointment is, as well as that I've got some email and messages in my box. So at a glance, I know there's something going on. So I log in. Remind me to change that password after this, so you all know what it is now. But you'll see now, when you come into the home screen, it's not a bunch of applications. It's actually a set of live tiles. So you can see I've got 5 Outlook messages. I've got 1 text message. I've got 2 Hotmail messages. You'll see this active people hub that has all my contacts integrated between Facebook, my other social networks, and Outlook. By the way, if you use Outlook 2010 and somebody sends you an email, you get a photo of them. So if your photo on Facebook is a picture of a pizza, you might want to change that, because that's what's going to be sent around work as people begin to integrate their Facebook and Outlook contacts. And if you've got music through Zune, you go down. Weather, of course, there's me on Xbox Live. That's my avatar that's integrated with Xbox. You go further down and you begin to get to my wife and I, and then, of course, your sort of popular applications. Even the applications that have been built for Windows Phone 7, like Netflix and Facebook and other applications, have been redone to really specifically fit with the power of Windows Phone 7. So, for instance, we have a British Rail app that will actually pop up right in the front of the tile when the next train's leaving that you take every day, so you don't actually have to click into the app. So let me go from this now and take you into the people application. So there's me. All of my contacts now are integrated between my various social networks and my Outlook contact. You can see here, as soon as I go to what's new, it's updating various people's Facebook and LinkedIn and other statuses. Over here are people I've contacted recently. There's Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn. The other thing you can do is just a pretty quick search. So I can say, let's say Kurt Hecht. I think he's probably in the audience. We'll see if he's in my... There's Kurt. So there's Kurt, all the different ways to contact Kurt with one click. You know, send an email, send a text right on his wall. We can find out, oh, here we go. Kurt's at the Monaco Media Forum. This is his, I guess he checked in. So you see how the social media, the Outlook, and the various contacts are all integrated into a single people hub. Let me now show you mail. So I'll just pick, for instance, Hotmail. Right, it's a pretty nice interface. Of course, the phone, twists on its side as well. Another really cool application here is being able to sit in a cab and get rid of all your boxes into your delete file with one click. You can see that. Okay. Let me go back. The other cool thing is your calendar actually integrates all your personal and your work calendars as well. So I'll just show you that here. So the blue links here are off of my Hotmail calendar. The orange links are off my work calendar, which you actually could put in multiple email addresses, Yahoo Mail, Gmail, etc. And I actually have my wife's email here so she can book what we're going to be doing this weekend. So I don't end up double booking on top of our social calendar, which is a pretty great, great feature. I'll also go in, of course, no Windows Phone would be complete without Office. So we go into Office. I've got my Monaco presentation that we're showing right here. One of the cool things is just being able to use PowerPoint on a phone with all of the transitions, etc., all built in. So I can go up here, go forward to the demo. Just tap here. I'll even show you the next slide in my demo. It works. There it is. Sneak peek. So you see how the Office stuff is actually really nicely done. The other cool things are, of course, you can play Xbox on here. I'm going to date myself a little bit here when you see the game I play, because I don't... This is my avatar, by the way. You can see I'm nice and slim. There's no curly hair, unfortunately, on the Xbox avatar, so I had to go with spiky hair. But I'll just show you an example of how rich these games are. This is Frogger, which dates me, of course. The one video game I was quite good at when I was a kid. Get that to load up. Ah, there it is. Oops, sorry. I'll go new game. There we go. Come on, Froggy, there we go. Come on, Froggy. You can see I'm just great at this game. But this is Frogger. I'm sure you guys all recognize it. Oh, thank God that's over. Okay, we go on to Zune. The Zune Marketplace gives you all sorts of music, of course, and with Zune, people, you can get a subscription basis to music. Songs, the bios.
I'm kind of band-aid. Huh?
Let's shut Lady Gaga off here, okay. There we go. Yeah, you're welcome. You can say that's okay. So we have a music service, and then of course we also have integrated search on the phone. So I'm going to just show you a little bit of that. So I'm taking, what is it, British Airways 49 tomorrow, is that right? Okay. British Airways 49. We got the good connection here. Come on, orange. There we go. Hey, there we go. See, it's real. So we have, this is the British Airways flight, just with one click. Gives the departure time and the arrival time in London. So the search is also obviously a great feature, just kind of one-click search. I can do, what's this hotel called? Monte Carlo Bay. Let's try that. Monte Carlo Bay Hotel. Come on, baby. I love this. It's like gambling. Oh, there we go. Nice. That was unpracticed. It takes a second to search, but the cool thing here is the local information is quite strong. Although I didn't find it. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, there you go. So that's Windows Phone 7. So again, what you see in there, I think the important thing is seeing how the applications are integrated with other assets outside of the phone. So of course, Xbox, the Zune Marketplace, certainly with Outlook at work, integrating that with Hotmail, getting your personal and your commercial life in one place. These phones actually, the great news is so far they've sold out. We obviously have a lot of supply challenges like most phones that come onto the market, but it's been quite exciting and have gotten great reviews in the marketplace. But I think as marketers, the thing to think about is, where does a marketer play into a phone like this? And that's what I want to share with you now, is thinking of this platform. Do you want to buy banner ads? Do you want to do search links? What are the kind of things that you can do? So let me take you over to that example right now. So I've got 3 examples of work we're working on right now. This first one is a J&J LifeScan app. So in this case, you have a live tile that at a glance you can take a look at and put your brand on, and actually will give a person a sense, in this case, of a diabetic sugar levels that you have at any time of the day. It's a beautiful design that's really easy to read, and it also connects to the cloud. So the information that you register when you're on the road, if you've got a health issue, can be stored up in Health Vault seamlessly, and you can fully manage it from your PC, and your doctor can also access the information. But you see how this also reinforces J&J's brand. And we're working on other things like allergy trackers and flu trackers and things that can bring live tiles up that can immediately tell you that the flu or the allergy is coming to your specific geographic location, and can be sponsored by people who produce medicines that help with various ailments. So this is one good example of not a banner ad or a link. It's something that's an integrated experience that's part of that sort of 360-degree marketing. Let me go to a second example. Here's with American Express. This is a live tile on the home page that's really hyper-local, and this gives their editorialized recommendations on hotels and restaurants and leverages Bing Maps. This also connects to the PC experience. So in this case, the phone really always knows where you are. And that's one of the beautiful things about smartphones is the geolocation. You don't have to enter your location. It literally can identify exactly where you are. And then when you say pizza or you want to go out for French food, then it'll give you locations. In this case, American Express can add on top of that by giving their recommendations of great places to eat wherever you are in the world. A third one is some work we've been doing with Ford. And I don't know if people knew about this, but for the launch of the Chevy Volt, we actually created a multi-screen experience for them, which included actually the ability to test drive a Chevy Volt inside of the Kinect Xbox game. So you can actually race against others in the Chevy Volt, which is a really cool sort of virtual experience. But we also took this to Windows Phone 7. And here you can actually play a game against friends. You can race against friends. The accelerometer kind of acts as a joystick. And this is all built on the same technology as Xbox. So it's XNA, Silverlight, Visual Studio. So the game actually ports points and your achievements into your Xbox game as well. So it's one of those kind of fun things to do in mini version when you're on the road, but also connects into the cloud and into other devices. So I think the important thing to see here for marketers is when you think about the phone, again, is to really think about it as part of this 360-degree marketing experience. The phone understands where you are and when, which is what we call hyperlocal. It's connected to the cloud and other devices. And your own Hotmail address, or in the case of Google, your Gmail address or others, allows you to personalize the experience immediately. So it's only a couple clicks to get to what you want to do. And it's got a very heavy task orientation. And that's the beauty of the phone. It really gets you want to get quick to tasks to be able to do things with something that's very mobile and always with you. And that's the power of the phone as it relates to 360-degree marketing. So in summary, there's never been a more exciting and scary time to be in marketing. I think to win, you have to understand how consumer behaviors are changing in this 360-degree view. And once your vision is clear about how you want to connect all the points, my recommendation to people is not to try to complete the whole circle, but begin to connect the threads. One of the things we found, for instance, when we did the multi-screen work for Avatar, is that people who saw your advertising on more than one screen dramatically increased their potential they'd actually go see the movie. So the multi-screen experience and connecting those threads actually really helps in almost an exponential way in the way people respond to marketing. And this is not just an online thing. We also have done research that have shown if you run a TV ad on TV and run it in online video, brand recall goes up by 53% because people are seeing you in these different contexts. So I always recommend to people to have a strong vision of this 360-degree view and begin to connect the points. And the more points you connect, in a sense, you almost get a multiple in returns from the work that you've done. And I'm seeing more and more brands now working on doing that. It's not just about advertising, it's about above the line and below the line marketing to help connect the points. I guess my last point on this is the smartphone is a really key device. It's the most ubiquitous. It's going to be the one that innovators like Microsoft and others are going to spend the most investment on in the next few years. And it is going to be the killer device in this multi-screen approach. But it is a scary area to be involved in as well. And I think partnership is super key to being successful in the mobile space. So a lot of the smaller firms that are here, the agencies, bigger companies like Microsoft, it's important that when you get into this space, you partner because the technology is moving so fast that to try to do this on your own, you're going to get lost and you're going to do the wrong thing as it relates to taking full advantage of the platform. So we're certainly a company that's open to partnering, and anyone who's wanting to go out and blaze new paths, we'd love to do it with you. So thank you very much.